The MG-HS mid-sized SUV. More space, more safety tech with MG Pilot, and more peace of mind. All from only $29,990 drive away. The MG-HS. It's the more you've been looking for.
On air, online, and on your smart speaker. Build with CJ Homes and enjoy the experience. New Selection Centre, 66 Bolsover Street.
Hit News Briefing.
Good afternoon. Proof our power prices are also soaring. The PM gives us his response and why Australia's ticked off another neighbouring country. Hi, I'm Isabelle Everett with your news briefing. But first, Anthony Albanese is back on the campaign trail this morning after getting out of ISO, but he's had a bit of a Twitter blunder with his dog. Albo was forced to delete a pic of his cavoodle Toto after it showed his phone number on the collar. The Labor leader is in Perth today for his party's official campaign launch on Sunday, giving us an update on their main priorities.
We're now halfway through this campaign and Labor's plan to strengthen Medicare, to address the cost of living issues where everything's going up except for people's wages, by having cheaper childcare, cheaper electricity, by making more things here in Australia, by addressing climate change.
While the PM is in Tassie defending the coalition's efforts to keep power prices down, it comes as a new report shows wholesale energy costs shot up by 67% in the first 3 months of the year. But Scott Morrison says overall they've gone down under his government, blaming international pressures for the recent spike.
There is a war in Europe that forced up the price of thermal coal. Coal prices have gone up around the world. Over the course of the first quarter of this year, the tensions in Europe were pretty apparent. And now we're seeing those thermal coal prices come down.
Australia appears to have ticked off another neighbouring country. This time Papua New Guinea isn't too happy. It's threatening to block Aussies from visiting the Kokoda Trail ahead of the 80th anniversary of our Second World War campaign. Farm owners claim Australian tour groups have been operating illegally there without the proper permits to bring in visitors. Locals have already blocked off sections of the track in protest. A pretty damning admission from the UN Secretary-General about Ukraine. Antonio Guterres admitting the Security Council failed to do everything it could to prevent the war. The comments coming as he sees the devastation firsthand, visiting Ukrainian towns destroyed by Russian missile strikes.
And when one see these situations, our heart, of course, stays with the victims. Our condolences to their families.
And a woman's ended up in hospital after being stomped on by a kangaroo in Queensland. The lady suffering cuts to her head, arms and legs after being attacked this morning on the Gold Coast. Ergon is urging drivers to slow down when roadside power line works are in progress. Please follow the traffic control signs and speed limits for everyone's safety. In the NRL, South Sydney and Manly are preparing to meet for the first time since last year's prelim final on the Central Coast tonight. The Bunnies got the better of the Seagulls to make the grand final. Last night, the Broncos shocked the Sharks with a 16-7 win, but it may have come at a cost. Coach Kevin Walters says star prop Payne Haas aggravated a shoulder injury.
He's sent it out again, yeah, for sure. I mean, pretty sore in there, but he's tough as old boots, Payne, so we'll make sure we look after him medically and probably get some more scans.
Also tonight, the Panthers take on the Titans on the Gold Coast. 2 AFL and Collingwood trained without Jordan De Goey this morning. The club says he isn't feeling well, but it's not COVID-related. Carlton has made a late change, ruling out George Hewitt as he failed to overcome a corked calf. Jack Carroll will make his debut against North Melbourne tomorrow. Round 7 opens tonight with Richmond tackling West Coast in Perth. And on the back of a disappointing Ashes campaign, Marcus Harris has been dumped from the Australian squad ahead of the upcoming tour of Sri Lanka. Glenn Maxwell is in the mix to earn a test call-up. Check out the brand new Play Women's Ambitions Healthy Fitness. Join today. This is Hit Weather.
Partly cloudy with a slight chance of a shower for central Queensland this afternoon. 29 the top in Rockhampton. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, 28 in Rocky, 27 in Gladstone. And our listener app is your new home of local news. Download the app now to listen live or on demand.